you just got like a big breath of air from me just then. Okay, my plan is to finally, maybe, upload my K-pop collection video. It's been a couple years since I've actually done it, and it's grown quite a lot since the last time you saw this video. But I am a hot mess, and I have never actually finished recording it. Well, I finished recording it, but then I never finished editing it because I've been having a hard time, like, editing everything and putting it on. It's just been a mess. I'm a mess, and I admit it. So maybe this time I can accomplish something. We'll see. Yeah, but we're going to start by going through my entire K-pop collection video. I'm going to do it in 2 halves, hopefully, so it'll be boy groups and girl groups. I'm not sure what order I'm going to do it in. I also need to remember to do my co-ed groups, because that's important. We'll see how this all goes. Yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm going to start with my boy group collection. I have quite a few boy group albums. If I were to compare like boy groups to girl groups, they're like pretty equal. And then I have like co-ed stuff, which that cannot compare to like my boy group and girl group collections. But yeah, I have a little bit less of boy group stuff, so I think I'm going to include the co-ed stuff in this video. So yeah. First I'm going to show you the boy groups I have only 1 album from. It's not very much. The first boy group that I only have 1 album from is TVXQ, and I just have not gotten to get any more stuff from TVXQ. I really want to get more stuff from them, but right now I just have their 4th full-length album, Neurotic. This is the B version, and I put it in this plastic thing to protect it because it wasn't in the best state when I got it. So, I would like to get more TVXQ stuff. And then the other group that I only have 1 album from is FT Island. Again, I need to get more stuff from them. I'm just a mess. But I do really like this album. So, this is their 6th album. Yeah. So, that is everything I got for boy groups with 1 album. Next, I will show you the boy groups I have only 2 albums from. Okay. Anyway, so now I'm going to show you the boy groups I have 2 albums from. There's quite a few here. The first boy group that I have 2 albums from is JYJ. Technically I only have solo albums, but I count them all together in the group, so, this is from, Junsu's from JYJ, so, I have his 3rd solo album, Flower. I also have his, 4th solo album, Signature. I would like to get some actual JYJ, like, albums, like group albums. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so, yep. The next boy group that I have 2 albums from is U-KISS. So I have their 11th, oh, this is out of order, it's okay. I have their 11th mini album, Stalker. I also have their 10th mini album, Always. Yeah. So, it's adorable. I love this album. I'm like looking at everybody, sorry. Okay. The next boy group that I have 2 albums from is Romance. They only have 2 albums. I want them to have more, but it's fine. I have their first mini album, The Action. I also have their 2nd mini album, Romance. Then after that, the next boy group that I have 2 albums from is Cross Gene. I have their mini album, Mirror. This is the white version. I also own the black version. The next boy group that I own 2 albums from is, yes, Pentagon. So I have their Demo 01 mini album. Is it going to focus? There it goes. So yeah. And then I also have their Demo 02 album. I need to get more stuff from Pentagon, because I do really like their music. Even though I'm really, really upset about what happened with Edon, but it's fine. The last group that I have 2 albums from is Big Bang. So I have their Alive mini album, and I have Taeyong's version. I got him randomly. And then after that, I have their Made full-length album. So yeah. And that is everything that I have for boy groups with 2 albums. Next I'll show you the boy groups that I have 3 albums from. Yes. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you my 13th largest boy group. It's 2 boy groups, and they both have 3 albums. So yes. The first boy group that I have 3 albums from is NCT. So I have NCT 127's first mini album. Then I have NCT 127's Limitless. I'm not sure which version this is. I had to open it this way. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible K-pop person. I was very... yeah. It was a thing. It was a thing. I'm sorry. I tried. It didn't work. Then I have NCT 127's Cherry Bomb. Then the other group that I have 3 albums from is Highlight. Technically, I would consider this also as Beast because it is the Beast members, and they had to switch names, but I don't have any Beast albums, so it's just Highlight right now. But I have their Can You Feel It mini album, and then I have both versions. So, and then the last thing that I have from them is the Calling You repackage for Can You Feel It. I need to get more stuff from Highlight. I need to get more stuff from NCT. I'm behind really badly on both groups. So yeah. Anyway, so now we're going to go on to the next thing. So, yeah. I'm going to show you the boy groups that I have 4 albums from. So now I'm going to show you the boy groups I have the 12th most amount of albums from, I believe. And there's quite a few boy groups in this stack. Okay, there's just 4 boy groups, but still. And this is at, each of these boy groups have 4 albums. So, yes. The first boy group that I have 4 albums from is Royal Pirates. So I have their first mini album, Drawing the Line. I have their second mini album, Love Toxic. I have their third mini album, 3.3. And then I have their special 4th mini album, Hasta La Vista, and it's signed by the members that are still remaining in the group. So, yeah. Sorry, that's my computer. Ignore that. So that's everything I have from Royal Pirates. Next, I have 4 albums from SF9. I have their 3rd mini album, O Sole Mio. I have their 4th mini album, sorry, Mamma Mia. This is the normal version. Then I have their 5th mini album, Sensuous. I have this version. Also this version. I'm still missing quite a bit from SF9, particularly their earlier stuff before O Sole Mio, so hopefully I'll be able to get that stuff eventually. So yeah. The next boy group that I have 4 albums from is Boyfriend. So I have their first single album, Boyfriend. You gotta be careful with this album because it's kind of not made the strongest. Then I have their first full-length album, Janice. I have the group version. I got that one randomly. Then I have their 3rd mini album, Witch. Then finally I have their 4th mini album, Boyfriend in Wonderland. Then the final boy group that I have 4 albums from is 101. So I have their first mini album, To Be One. This is the pink version, and I got Woojin's stuff. Yes. And then I also have the Sky version. And in this I got Kwanlin's. Kwanlin's? I don't want to say it wrong. I'm sorry if I did. And then I have their Nothing Without You album. It's very, I don't know why it's like that. I've been trying to take good care of it. I don't know what it's doing. So, I have that. And then finally the last thing that I have is their I Promise You album. And this one's actually also signed by Guanlin, and I got him randomly, so yeah. And that is everything I got from boy groups with 4 albums. Next I'll show you the boy group that I have 5 albums from. So yeah. now I'm going to show you the boy group. So they're like my 11th largest boy group collection. Yeah. And they only have 5 albums. And that boy group is GOT7. So, I have their 3rd mini album, Just Right. Oop, everything likes to fall out. Then I have their 4th mini album, Mad. This one's the vertical version. And then I'm not sure what mini album this is, but I do have Flight Log Departure. This is the rose quartz version. Then I have their 2nd full-length album, Turbulence. This one is the group version. And then the last thing that I have is Flight Log Arrival. So I finished all of their Flight Log stuff. Technically, I mean, I don't have all versions of everything, but yep. So that is everything that I have for member or groups with 5 albums. Now I'm going to show you my next biggest boy group, and they have 6 albums. So yeah. So now I'm going to show you the boy group that I have the 10th most amount of albums from, and that boy group is Stray Kids at a whopping, it's not whopping, but I have 6 albums from them. So I have their like pre-debut album mixtape. I have I Am Not. This is the I Am version. I am missing the Not version. Then I have I Am Who, their 2nd mini album. I can't remember which version. I think this is the I Am version. So I have this version. And then I have the Who version. I think that's how it goes. So I have both versions of I Am Who. And then I have I Am You. I don't know which version's which, but I have this version and this version. And I also have like this special gift that came with the albums, but I don't count it as anything. It's just a part of those 2 albums. So yeah, that is everything that I have for Stray Kids. Next I will show you the boy group that I have the boy groups I have the 9th most amount. That's confusing. I have 7 albums from this next group, so yes. Oh, okay, so now I'm going to show you the boy groups that I have the 9th most amount of albums from, and this is gonna be with 7 albums each. And the first boy group that I have 7 albums from is Monsta X. So I have their 1st mini album, Trespass. I have their 3rd mini album, The Clan Part 1 Lost. This is the Lost version. Then I have their 4th mini album, The Clan Part 2 Guilty. This is the Guilty version. Then after that I have The Final Chapter 2.5. This is their 1st full-length album for Beautiful. Yeah, The Clan Part 2.5. It's so weird. Anyway, so it's Beautiful. So I have the Beside version. I have the Brilliant version. And then I have the Beautiful version. And then the last thing that I have from them is the Connect Deja Vu. This is the version 3 version. I need to get more stuff from Monsta X. Obviously, there's some holes in my collection, but that's what I have so far. So, yep. And then the next boy group that I have 7 albums from is Golden Child. So I have their 1st mini album, Golcha. Their 2nd mini album, can't remember what the name of it is, but I have the A version. I also have the B version. And then after that, I have their 1st single album, Goldenness. This is the red version. I also have the black version. And then after that, I have their 3rd mini album that just came out, Wish. So I can't remember which version this is, but I have this version. I also have the other version too. So, yep. I think I'm caught up on all the Golden Child stuff, at least with the Korean discography. I don't think they have any Japanese things out yet. So, I am caught up on Golden Child. I have a lot of work to do with Monstax. But yeah, so that's everything that I have for the boy groups with 7 albums. Next, I'm going to show you the boy group that I have 11 albums from, and I think that's my 8th largest boy group collection. So yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the boy group that I have the 8th most amount of albums from, and I have 11 albums from this boy group, and that boy group that I have 11 albums from is CNBLUE. So I have their second mini album, Blue Love, their second full-length album, Together. This is the A version. I also own the B version, and then I also own the special edition. Then after that, I have their 6th mini album, Blooming. This is signed by Minhyuk, and this is the gold version. I also have the silver version. Then after that, I have their 7th mini album, 7 Degrees CN. This is the normal version. I also own the special version of this album. Then I have some solo stuff. I have Yonghwa's first full-length album. I don't know what it's called, but I have the white version. And then I also have his first mini album, Do Disturb. I have the normal version. I also have the special version. And that's everything that I have from CNBLUE. Next, I will show you the boy group that I have 7th most amount of albums from. So, yeah. Alright, I am back. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. And this is going to be my boy groups that I have the 7th most amount of albums from. I actually have 2 boy groups, and it will be at a whopping 14 albums. Woo! So, the first group that I have 14 albums from is VIXX. I have their second single, Rock Your Body. I believe I have, who do I have? There's somebody I have in particular for, oh yeah, I have Robbie for the little CD holder thingy. I haven't taken him out yet, but yeah. So I have their second single. I have their first full-length album, Voodoo. I have their 4th single album, Eternity. So I have their second mini album, Error. I can't remember. I know I have a member-specific photo book. Oh yeah, I got Ken's member-specific photo book in that album. So yeah. Then I have Boys Record. And then I have their second full-length album, Chained Up. This is the Control version. I also have the Freedom version. Then after that, they have their special Conception album series. So I have their 5th single album, Zealous. Their 6th single album, Hades. Their 3rd mini album, Kratos. And then I missed everything that was the special version of this, and then their Eden albums. I don't have those yet. I have ODAYVIX, their 3rd full-length album. This is the red version. Anyway, so I have the black version of ODAYVIX as well. Then we get some subunits. I have VIXX LR's first mini album, Beautiful Liar. I also have their second mini album, Whisper. So I'm missing their Jekyll and Hyde albums, their On and On single album, their Eden albums, and then I'm missing the, sorry about that stuff in the corner, but I'm missing Robbie's, I'm a mess, Robbie's solo stuff, and then I'm missing Leo's solo stuff. So, yeah, you can see the other boy group that I have over there. Anyway, but that's everything they have for VIXX. The next boy group that I have 14 albums from is Infinite. So this is their first mini album, The First Invasion. They're so cute and young. Look at the babies. Anyway, so their first mini. I can't remember which mini this is. I think it might be their 3rd. Or it's their 2nd. I can't remember. I'm missing one of their mini albums, so I always get the order messed up. So I have Evolution. Then I have their first single album, In Spirit. Then I have their first full-length album, Over the Top. Then I have the repackage of Over the Top, which is Paradise. Then I have their fourth mini album, New Challenge, which I love, so cute. Then I have their second single album, Destiny. Then I have their second full-length album, Season 2. Then I have the repackage of Season 2, which is Be Back. Then I have their fifth mini album, Reality, the normal version. And then I have their sixth mini album, Infinite Only. And I actually, in case you're wondering, I have the, I believe it's the group photo book. So, it has all the members. So that was fun. I was excited about that. But yeah. Then I have one more group thing from them. I have Top Seed, their third full-length album, and I have the group photo book. I got that randomly, and I was really excited about that because I love all the members. Then we have some solo stuff. I have Kim Sung-yu's 27. This is his second mini album, and then this is the poster, in case you were wondering what poster it came with. So stay in there. But yeah, so I have 27, and then I also have his first full-length album, 10 Stories. I just have the normal edition. I'm missing some stuff from the group, and then I'm also missing Woo Hyun's solo stuff, Sungwoo's first mini album, and then I'm missing a lot of subunit stuff. But yeah, so that's everything that I have from my two boy groups I have 14 albums from. Next I will show you my boy group that I have 21 albums from, so yeah. This is the boy group that I have the sixth most amount of albums from, and it is also the boy group that I have 21 albums from, and that boy group that I have 21 albums from is 17. I apologize for the way that this album looks. It's just how it came in the mail. It actually isn't as bad as like how other albums I've seen like that people have had. So I'm luckier than others. It's just not the best made album. But it's a really good album. So I do have 17 Carat, their first mini album. I have their second mini album, Hide and Seek. This is the Hide version. Actually, no, this is Boys B. I'm silly. This is their second mini album, Boys B. But it is the Hide version. I am correct. I am just a mess. Anyway, this is the Seek version. So, I do have both versions of their second mini. I have their first full-length album, Love and Letter. This is their love version. Sorry. And then I also have the letter version. Yeah. And then I have the repackage of their first full-length album, Love and Letter. This is the normal version. I also got the big, like, special edition version. It's, like, really hard to flip over. But I do own it. Then after that, I have their third mini album. Yeah. It is Going 17. I have the Make-A-Wish version. I have the Make It Happen version. And I have the Make the 17 version. Yeah. Then after that, I have their fourth mini album, AL1. I have the Alone version. The AL1 version. And the All version. Then after that, I have their second full-length album, Teenage. I have the orange version. I have the green version. I have the, whatever version this is. I'm only missing the white version. And then I have the repackage, which is their director's cut. This is the plot version. I also own the sunset version. And then I have, I think it's their fifth mini album, You Make My Day. So I have this version. And actually, I got their different like things. So I have Woozy's version. I have this version, and then in this one I got DK's. And then I have this version as well, and then got this version. Yeah. And then that's everything that I have for 17. And so next I'll show you my boy group that I have the 5th most amount of albums from. So, yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you the boy group that I have the 5th most amount of albums from. I had to count. It's fine. Okay, and that boy group at a whopping 25 albums is Block B. So I have their first mini album, New Kids on the Block. Their second mini album, Welcome to the Block. The repackage of Welcome to the Block. Then I have their first full-length album, and only full-length album, Blockbuster. They need to have another album come out. What is happening? Okay, anyway, they need another. Then I have their third mini album, Very Good. Then I have their fourth mini album, Her. Then I have their first single album, Jackpot. Then I have their fifth mini album, Blooming Period. Then I have their sixth mini album, Montage. Then I have their sixth mini album, Repackage, Remontage. Then I have some Japanese stuff. I have their first single, Very Good. This is the normal edition. I have Her, the normal edition. I have Jackpot. This is P.O.'s version. He's one of my biases. I also have Tails. This is my other bias. Then after that we have Toy. I have P.O.'s version. I also have Tails' version. Then after that I have their first full-length album in Japan, My Zone. This is the normal version. And then I have their last single that I own, which is Yesterday. I still need some Japanese stuff from them, but I do have Yesterday. Again, it's the normal edition. Then I have some subunit stuff. I have Bass Stars, first mini album, Bass Stars. Then I have their second mini album, Welcome to Bass Stars. Then I have their Japanese single, Zero for Conduct. Japanese version. I got P.O.'s version, of course. Then I have some solo stuff. I have Zico's Gallery. Then I have the special edition of his first mini album. Then I have his second mini album, Television. I don't have the special version of this. I should get it. Then I have Pak Kyung's first mini album, Notebook. The first page. And that's everything that I have from Block B. Obviously I'm missing some Japanese stuff and some special versions of albums, but otherwise this is pretty much everything for Block B. Alright, and then I'll show you the boy group that I have the fourth most amount of albums from. That was a lot. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, so now I am going to show you the boy group that I have the fourth most amount of albums from, I believe, at a whopping 26 albums. And that boy group is Super Junior! So I have their first full-length album, Super Junior 05. This one has their debut song on it, Twins, or Knockout. So, yep. Then I have their first single album, Super Junior's You. Then I have their second full-length album, Don't Dawn. This is the Japanese version, but it has all the Korean songs on it. So, I don't know. It's very strange. So, I have this. Then I have their third full-length album, Sorry. This, I think, is the C version, but don't quote me on that. Then I have, again, this is strange, it's their fourth full-length album, Bonamana, but it's the Japanese version, I guess, but then everything is in Korean, if you can see that. I don't know, it's very strange. So, I do have it though. Then after that, I have their 5th full-length album. Woo! The A version, Mr. Simple. This, I got Etuk's version randomly. Woo! It's very, you gotta be very careful with this album, the way it was made. So, yep. Then I have their 6th full-length album, Sexy Free and Single. Again, it's the A version. I got the red and blue version. Then after that, I have their 7th full-length album, if it'll focus. This is Mamacita. This is the A version. I also have the B version. And then I also bought the repackage. I have Siwon's version. And then I also have Kyuhyun's version. This one is the Taiwan edition, so it came with a DVD. Then after that, they had their 10th anniversary special album come out. This is Devil. I also have the repackage Magic. And then I have their 8th full-length album, Play. This is the One More Chance version. I got Yaesung for the CD plate and that, in case you're wondering. Then I have the Black Suit version of Play. Then after that, I have the Pause version of Play. I have the CD in my CD case, so that's why it's not on it. And then after that, I have the repackage Replay. This is the special edition. I need to get the normal edition still. Then we go into subunits and solo stuff. So I have Super Junior M's Swing. Then I have Super Junior D&E's The Beat Goes On. This is the normal version. I also have the limited, or special edition, sorry. Then I have M&D's Cottage Industry. Then I have some more solo stuff, like I said. I have Kyuhyun's first mini album at Gwangwamin, I believe is how you pronounce it. Then I have his second mini album, I can't remember what it's called. But I have it. That's my bed, I'm like leaning on my bed post and it's making a weird noise. Okay, anyway, so then I have his third mini album, Waiting Still. Then I have his special single before he went into the military, Goodbye for Now. And then the last thing I have is Rayawuk's The Little Prince. So that's everything that I have from Super Junior. Obviously I'm missing like subunit stuff like really badly, and then I'm missing like pieces from their full-length discography, but that's everything that I have so far from Super Junior. Next I'll show you the boy group that I have the 3rd most amount of albums from. So yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the boy group that I have the 3rd most amount of albums from, and this group grew recently. They have a lot of stuff, so it's really easy to collect a lot from them. And that boy group that I have the 3rd most amount of at a whopping 28 albums is BTS. So I have their first mini album, or single album, I'm not sure. I have Too Cool for School. I have Oh, Are You Late Too? This might be actually their mini album, I'm not sure. They're both like, they have songs on it that makes them more than a mini album, so I'm never sure. But anyway, so I have Oh, Are You Late Too? Then I have School Love Affair, which is listed as their 2nd mini. I just have the normal version. Then I have their first full-length album, Dark and Wild. Then after that, I have The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, or In the Mood for Love. This is their 3rd mini album. I have the peach version and the white version. And if you need to see the back. Yes. Okay. Then I have the part 2 to that. This is their 4th mini album. I have the pink version and the blue version. Then after that, I have their Young Forever special album thing. This is the night version. I also have the day version. Then after that, we have their 2nd full-length album, Wings. I have the W version, the I version, the N version, and the G version, which can make a picture if you want them to be all put together. Then I have the repackage of their second full-length album, You Never Walk Alone. I have this version and this version. So I have both versions. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cover up J-Hope's face. So there's that. Then we have a very long era of albums. It's only long because it was a lot to collect. Okay, so I have Love Yourself, Her. If you'll focus on Love Yourself, Her. I have the L version, the O version, and the V version, and the E version. Then they came out with Love Yourself, Tear. I have the Y version, the O version, the U version, and the R version. I bought none of these at Target. Then after that we have Love Yourself, Answer. So we have the S version, the, woo, this one got kind of crushed and made me sad, E version, the L version. These were very chintzy in terms of this part's packaging, and then the F version. So if you put them all on your shelf, it spells Love Yourself. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Give me a sec. Anyway, so I think I have everything for their Korean discography. The only thing that I'm missing is the like special version of School Love Affair. Everything else I have in terms of CDs. I don't have any of their like live concerts or anything like that. The only other things that I'm missing are like their Japanese album stuff. But yeah, so that's everything for BTS. Next, I'll show you the boy groups I have the second most amount from. So yeah. Ooh, I have such a tiny thumb, it's weird. Anyway, yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the two boy groups that I have the second most albums from at a whopping 32 albums. Both of these boy groups have 32 albums. Pretty crazy. And the first boy group that I have 32 albums from is 2PM. So I have their first single, The Hottest Time of the Day. I have their second single, 2PM Time for Change. Then I have their first mini album, Still 2PM. This might be slightly out of order, and if it is, I'm sorry. Then I have their third single, Don't Stop, Can't Stop. Then I have their first album, 1:59 p.m. Then I have their second full-length album, Hands Up. This is one of my oldest albums, so it kind of looks... I take care of it, but like this, the way that this album is made, it just kind of... It looks like it's been through a rough time. Then I have their third full-length album, Grown. That's the A version. I also have the B version, which it's usually heat censored, but it doesn't like to work all the time. Let me see if I'll actually do it. I don't know if I will or not. There it is. Heat censored. Woo! Okay. But yeah. So I have both the A and the B version. I also have their fourth full-length album, Go Crazy. This is their fifth full-length album, number 5. I apologize if it looks dirty. This is, again, it's just one of those albums where it wasn't well made. So, that's their fifth full-length album. I have the day version. I also have the night version because I wanted to support them even though their packaging wasn't my favorite. Okay. Then I have their sixth full-length album, Gentleman's Game. This is the normal version. I also have the limited edition, which is like in this really huge box. So, yep. Now we're going to get to some things from Japan. We have their 2PM best of, there's me, anyway, their best of collection from 2008 to 2011. This, I think, is the Korean version, but I think it was released in Japan. Then I have a lot of Japanese stuff. So I have the Republic of 2PM Normal Edition. This is their first full-length album in Japan. I have their second full-length album, Legend of 2PM. Their third full-length album, Genesis of 2PM. Their fourth full-length album, 2PM of 2PM. And then I have Galaxy of 2PM. I got Taekyon and Junkei's version. So then we have some singles, just a few. I have Higher from 2PM. This is Taekyon's version. He's one of my biases. Then I also have Wooyoung's version because he's another one of my biases. And I'm missing Nikun's. Nikun's my other bias. Then after that I have Promise I'll Be. This is their last Japanese single that they put out. And I got Taekyon's version. I need to get the other members' versions. Then we get some like solo stuff. The first solo stuff that I have is from Wooyoung. I have his 23 male single. Wow, that was weird. And this is the silver version. I also have his second mini album. I can't remember what it's called in English, but I do have it. Then I have his Rose single thing, and this was the Korean press release version. Then after that, we have Junkei. I have his Love and Hate album. Again, it's like the Korean press version. I also have this. It has like pictures and stuff in it. Then from Junkei, I have Mr. No Heart. This one was a limited album. Then I have, I don't know how to say it, like it's like 77 minus 1 times 3 minus 0, 0, I don't know. But I do have it. So, yeah, it's good. Then after that, I have his mini album, My 20s. Yeah. And then the last, oh, actually, no, it's not the last member. But then after that, I have Junho. I have his Feel album. Again, I think this might be the Korean press release. It came with this. Then I have Junho's One. I want to get his Canvas album really bad, but last time I tried to get it, it was out of print, so I was really sad. And then the last thing I have is Taekyon's special album, and this is the B version. So, yeah. And that's everything that I have from 2PM. Give me just a second, and then I'll get the next group ready to show you. Alright, so then the next group that I have 32 albums from is SHINee! So I have their first mini album. Some of this might be out of order, and if it is, I'm really sorry. Okay, so I have SHINee's first mini album. I'm just warning you before we get into this too far. Then I have their first full-length album, SHINee World. This is the A version, or I don't know if it's the A version. It's the green version. Then I have the other version, which is like the black and white version. Then I have the repackage of SHINee World, their first full-length album, and it's Amigo. Amigo. Then after that, I have their second mini album, Romeo, and I got Taemin's version randomly, so yeah. Then I have their third mini album, 2009 Year of Us. Then I have their second full-length album, Lucifer. This is the A version. I also have the repackage, Hello. Then after that, I have their fourth mini album, Sherlock. I got Jonghyun's version randomly, so, yep. Then I have what I'm assuming is like their third full-length album deal. I have Misconceptions of Me, yeah. So this was the one with Why So Serious. I also have the Misconceptions of Us album because we could not. So my mom bought this for me, could not find Misconceptions of You, so I have this. But yeah. For some reason it's a lot harder to find the one album that has Dream Girl on it. Obviously, though, this has all the songs in it. It was very strange. Okay, everything's falling down. Woo, okay. Then I have their fifth mini album, Everybody. One of my favorites. I love that one. Then I have their 4th full-length album, Odd. This is the A version with the clown. I also have the B version that has the clown mask. And then I have a repackage of their 4th full-length album, Married to the Music. Then after that, I have their 5th full-length album, One of One. This is so good. I also have the cassette tape limited edition of that. Then I have the repackage of their 5th full-length album, One and One. Then they came out with their Story of Light EP. This is number 1. I also have number 2. And number 3. I'm missing the epilogue version, which makes me sad. Then I have their first concert album, Shiny World. Then we got some solo stuff. I have Taemin's Ace. This is the white version. I also have Press It. I have this version of Press It. Then I have Taemin's second album, Move. I have this version of that. And then I have the repackage of his second full-length album, Moving. Then I have Jonghyun's stuff. I have Jonghyun's first mini album, Base. This is the wine version. I also own the green version. Then I have his Story OP1 album thing. Then I have his first full-length album, She Is. Then I have his Story OP2. I have this version. I would like to get the other versions. I have all of his stuff. And the last thing that I have is his Poet Artist Post-Mortem, or Posthumous. I don't know, his last album that was ever released for him. So yeah, and so that's everything that I have for Shiny. That's everything that I have for 2PM. Obviously, there's some holes, particularly with 2PM. Their Japanese releases need a lot of work, and then with Shiny, Japanese is hurting. I'm missing stuff from their second and third full-length albums, and then I'm missing solo stuff. And then also Key is coming out with a solo album, so I'll have to get that too. So yeah, but that is everything that I have for the 2 groups I have 32 albums from. Next, I will show you my group with the most albums. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the boy group that I have the most amount of albums from, and that is at a whopping 41 albums, and that group that I have the most amount is EXO. EXO is my 8th favorite boy group, but they have a lot of stuff, so I have a lot of albums from them. I've been collecting them probably one of the longest times, too. So, like, yeah, I just have a lot of stuff in them. So I have their first mini album, Mama. This is the EXO-K version. I also have the EXO-M version. Yeah. And these are the Korean press versions. I don't have the Chinese press versions. After that, I have their first full-length album, EXO-EXO. This is the Korean version. I also have the Chinese version. Both of them came with the sticker. I think there's like some albums that don't have the sticker, so yeah. Then after that, I have their repackage of their first full-length album. This is called Growl or Udu Dong. I can't do Korean very well. So yeah, this is their first full-length album. This is the Korean version, obviously. I also have the Chinese version. Then we get to their first Christmas album, Miracles in December. I apologize, it's a little dusty. It's just the album picks up a lot of dust because of its white cover. But this is the Korean version, I believe. Yeah. I also have the Chinese version. Then after that, I have their second mini album, Overdose. This is the Korean version. This is one of my first EXO albums I've ever gotten. I also have the Chinese version. Then after that, I have their second full-length album, Exodus. This is the Korean press version, and I got Chanyeol's cover randomly. This came with the scratch. I was really sad when it came like that. I also have the Chinese press version, or the Chinese version, and I got Zhumin randomly. So, yeah. Then after that, I got their repackage of their second full-length album, Love Me Right. This is the Korean version. I also have the Chinese version. I don't know why they're wearing baseball hats with their football uniforms, but it is what it is. Then I have their second winter special album, Sing For You. I got Chanyeol's version for the Korean version, and then for the Chinese version, I got Suho's version. Chanyeol I got randomly, and then Suho I bought because Suho needed love, and I was like, alright. Yes. Then after that, we have their third full-length album, Exact. This is, woo, my camera's freaking out. This is the Korean Lucky One version. I also have the Korean Monster version. Then I have the Chinese Lucky One version. And the Chinese Monster version. Then after that, I have the repackage of their third full-length album. This is Lotto. I have the Korean version. I also have the Chinese version. Then after that, I have their third winter special album, For Life. Then we get to their fourth full-length album. This is The War. I can't remember which version is what. I think this might be the A version, or it's the B version. I can't remember. So I have this version. This is the Korean version. Then I have the Korean version with this cover and photo book. And then I'm pretty sure this is called the private version. So I do have the private version as well for the Korean. So I have all three versions in Korean. Stop falling down. And then I also have all three versions in Chinese. So we have this version, this version, and then what I believe is called the private version in Chinese. Yes. Alright, I'm just going to set that over here. Then I got the repackage of their fourth full-length album. This is The War, The Power of Music. This, I believe, is the Korean version. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then, so I have this one. This is actually a really good album. I really enjoyed their fourth full-length. Okay, it's not focusing on it. There we go. Yeah. And I actually really like the concept for the photo book and stuff, because it's like a comic book. And then I also have the Chinese version. Yeah, because everything is in Chinese on it. I had to check. Okay, then we get to their fifth full-length album, Don't Mess Up My Tempo. I believe there's only the Korean version, and then they put a Chinese song on there, because when I was looking, I did not see anything about a Chinese version, but I have the A version. I believe this is the A version. What I believe is the B version. And the C version, which is like this, but it opens like this. Yeah. So, yes. I'm going to put that right there. You stay. Stay. Okay. And then I have their live album, Exology Chapter 1, The Lost Planet. This is just the normal version. I didn't need the really big version. Then we get some Japanese stuff. I have Love Me Right, Romantic Universe, the normal edition. I also found Kai's version, because I love Kai. And then Dio's version. Those two are my actual biases in EXO. Then, after that, we got some subunit solo stuff. So we got their EXO CBX's first mini album, Hey Mama. I got Baekhyun's version randomly. And then I also bought their Japanese mini album. I think it's called Girls, yeah. And I got Baekhyun's version because I love Baekhyun. Okay. And then after that, I got Lay's first mini album, Lose Control. So obviously I'm missing his second mini album. I'm missing a lot of EXO CBX stuff. I'm missing a lot of Japanese stuff. And then I'm missing the winter album that came before, Don't Mess Up My Tempo. But that's everything that I got for EXO. So yeah. Show you my co-ed groups. So far I've shown you, or so far I've recorded all my boy group stuff. I don't know what order I'm actually going to record this. I don't know if I'm going to put my co-ed groups in first and then my boy groups. I'm not sure yet. But, sorry. Alright, so, I'm going to just go ahead and try to film this all in one go, because I don't have as much co-ed stuff as I do boy stuff. So, we're going to start with, the co-ed group things, where, so, like, co-ed meaning, like, boys and girls, and it's not, like, co-ed school, where that K-pop group had albums. I don't have any co-ed school, just so you know. But anyway, the co-ed group stuff that I have, like, 2 albums from, that's where I'm going to start. The first group that I have, 2 albums from, that is of a co-ed group, is Troublemaker. So I have their first mini album, Troublemaker. Then after that, I have their second mini album, Chemistry. I think this is the limited version, I'm not sure. But I have that. So that's everything for Troublemaker. The next co-ed group that I have 2 albums from is Actong Musician. So I have their first full-length album, Play, which is really, really good. If you haven't listened to any Actong Musician, listen to this album. It's really good. The next Actong Musician thing that I have is their Spring or Adolescence mini album. I need to get more stuff from them. They have more albums out. I just haven't gotten around to buying them, but I do have these 2 things. So yeah. Next I'm going to show you the co-ed groups that I have 3 albums from. And the first one is like a category. And that category is OSTs, and I count it as like co-ed because obviously both boys and girls sing on these albums, so yes. And the first co-ed group thing that I own for OSTs, sorry I'm like looking at it right now, is the K-pop drama original soundtrack hit collection, volume 2. And it has all kinds of different like stuff from different dramas, including like Goo Family Book, but yeah, it has all kinds of different groups that sing on here, like EXID is on here, Super Junior KRY is on here, B1A4, JYJ, I think Block B is on here, so yeah, it's really good. The next OST thing that I have is the Dream High Japanese Premium Edition OST. This is the only version of the OST that I could find, but I'm really happy that I have it because it has all my favorite songs on it. And the last OST thing that I have is Boys Over Flowers OST, and I think this might be the Taiwan version of the OST, but it's still really good, so. And everything's in Korean anyway, but yeah, it's really good. So that's everything that I have for OSTs. I need to get more OSTs. I would really like to have more OSTs. But the next co-ed group thing that I have that has like 3 albums is from the group Card. Okay, it's still recording. I was very confused for a second. So I have their first mini album, Ola Ola. Ola 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 La. Sorry. So I have that. Then the next thing that I have from them is their second mini album, You and Me. And then the last thing that I have from them is Ride on the Wind for their third mini album. This is actually a really neat picture of all of them. So yeah, that's everything that I have for co-ed groups that I have 3 albums from. Hopefully, this is going to be a mess to edit, I swear. The last thing that I have for co-ed stuff has 4 albums, and again, it's a category, but instead of OSTs, I consider it like random, because it's all kinds of different groups recording together, and they have CDs, but it's not for like a particular like OST, I don't believe. So, yes. Although this one might be for a commercial that I'm looking at right now. Anyway, so the first thing that I have is Group of 20, Let's Go. So it has all kinds of different singers on it. I'm looking at them, sorry. So you have like Jun K and like Sohyun and like IU's on there. Soeunguk's on there. It's just all kinds of different members from different things. So yeah, I don't consider it with OSTs, and yeah, it has to be in its own little thing. The next thing that I consider in this random category is Suzy and Baekhyun's Dream, because they're both from different companies and they're not in the same group. So yeah, I really like this single. It's really good. The next thing I have is from SM Town. Again, I consider it in the random category because it's multiple groups all together. And it is the 2011 Winter SM Town The Warmest Gift album. And then the last thing that I have for this random category is SM's The Station Season 1. I don't think they have any other CDs. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But I do have Season 1. It's really good. And that's everything that I have for like co-ed group stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of my K-pop collection. I'm going to separate the boy groups from and co-ed from the girl groups because I have a lot of girl group albums. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this half of it. I'm going to try to upload the other half as soon as I can. And hopefully we actually get to see this full collection on YouTube. So yeah, I believe in me. Woo! So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or any questions down in the comment section below. Or if you need to tell me that I said something wrong, because I'm sure I did. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. So, yeah, thank you. Bye.